It began quietly, behind closed doors and polished conference tables, with numbers that didn't quite want to be seen. In the 1990s, antidepressants were hailed as a modern miracle, tiny pills promising relief from invisible storms. Doctors trusted the graphs, patients trusted the prescriptions, and somewhere deep in filing cabinets and hard drives, entire studies sat untouched, unpublished, unseen. At first, no one noticed the silence. Trials that showed success were celebrated, printed, cited again and again. But trials that whispered doubt, mixed results, unclear outcomes, uncomfortable questions simply disappeared. Not destroyed, just absent, as if they had never happened. Imagine a researcher late at night, fluorescent lights humming, scrolling through data that doesn't match the headline. The pressure is subtle but heavy. Funding, careers, expectations. One report makes it to a journal, another stays in a drawer. And slowly, without a single villain or dramatic act, a distorted picture begins to form. Doctors around the world prescribe with confidence, unaware they're seeing only part of the map. Patients take medication believing the science is settled. But beneath the surface, the evidence is uneven. Bright patches of clarity surrounded by shadows. The tension breaks years later when independent scientists begin asking dangerous questions. Where are the missing trials? Why don't the numbers add up? Files are requested, archives reopened, old data dragged into the light. What emerges isn't a single scandal, but something more unsettling. A system that rewarded optimism and buried uncertainty. Studies with unfavorable outcomes were delayed, reframed, or never released at all. The story spreads across countries, across decades. Regulators tighten rules, journals demand transparency. Campaigns rise with a simple demand: all results, not just the convenient ones. Because science, people realize, isn't just about discovery, it's about honesty. The emotional climax doesn't arrive in a courtroom or a resignation speech. It arrives in recognition, in the quiet understanding that trust, once cracked, is hard to restore. That real progress requires uncomfortable truths to stand beside hopeful ones. Today, the debate continues. Registries track trials from the start. Data sharing becomes a moral expectation, not a favor. The shadows haven't vanished, but they've been named. And the lesson lingers. When evidence is filtered, reality bends. When transparency wins, medicine becomes not just more accurate, but more human. If this story made you think, helped you see science from a new angle, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps important stories alive.